Good morning everyone, today we're talking about this special LEGO Sonic set, the Sega Megadrive Controller, which officially releases September the 8th. At first glance it is priced at $20, but don't get too excited, this is a gift with purchase promo with a $130 threshold, running from the 8th through to the 17th of September, which means you won't be able to pick this up on shelves like normal sets, and that stings just a little. As a display piece, this is pretty neat. On the front you've got this glorious brick-built Genesis or Megadrive controller, depending on your region, with a swappable 2x6 tile so you can customize it for accuracy. It's missing some of the little printed details of the real controller, but honestly it's a pretty recognizable adaptation. I do like how they use the little T piece for the start button. It's a clever choice, but unfortunately every other detail here is done with stickers. The ABC buttons, even the front logo tile. Compared to LEGO's Game Boy set earlier this year, which had springy buttons and printed details, this definitely seems like a cheaper build. But the real charm is on the back, where you can lift up the face to reveal a hidden green hill zone diorama. And this is awesome. It's a microscale Sonic build featuring the printed spin dash Sonic tile, which was first introduced in the Team Sonic command truck, plus a clever use of yellow studs for rings. There's a little palm tree build, and of course the all-important loop-de-loop. There's even a keypad piece, standing in for the classic Sonic item boxes, and a bright red roller skate piece that kind of works as a badnik. Maybe even a crab meat or a motor bug if you squint really hard. Above and below there are a few more stickers for the ground sprites and Sonic's life counter. And while I would have preferred prints, like the ones that we saw in the Green Hill Zone set, I still think this whole scene looks really well done. It sits on a vibrant red display stand which ties it all together nicely, and I'd honestly be interested to see LEGO continue these retro display builds for more consoles and not just a gift with purchase. For me, this one hits especially hard. My first ever console was a Sega Megadrive, specifically the second version, or the Sega Megadrive 2, so to see a Sega console recreated in LEGO form makes me feel old, but also makes this set feel really special, and I love that LEGO has even included the option to switch it over to the Genesis for fans outside of Europe, and vice versa. But I have to say, the execution here feels cheap. With all the stickers and without the functionality we saw in the Game Boy build, this feels like a step down, and as much as I love the hidden Sonic scene, most of that is sticker based too. It just doesn't have the same wow factor that the NES, Atari or even the Game Boy did. And the biggest disappointment? The fact this is a promo only set. If it was truly a $20 set, I'd say it would be an easy pickup for any Sonic or Sega fans, but tying it to a $130 purchase threshold, that instantly makes it less accessible, which is a shame, because Sega fans deserve more than just limited run freebies. Overall, I think this is a clever idea, but it feels like a wasted promo and a little cheap. Honestly, I'd love to see a LEGO Megadrive console build like they did with the NES and the Atari, and if they ever release a LEGO Dreamcast with a VMU, you've got at least one buyer right here. What do you think? Do you like the Sega Megadrive controller build? Or are you disappointed that it's not being sold as a standalone set? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a most wonderful day. Bye.